Hello, my name is Beverly. Welcome to Miles and Coffee. And I want to take this opportunity to thank those of you who have hit the subscribe button. Thank you, new subscribers, and welcome to my channel. You are now one of my milers. This channel is dedicated to all things related to travel. Miles is the moniker for my travel experience, and I'm fueled by coffee, so thus Miles and Coffee. Also, that's the best way to support this channel. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button, and if you haven't, subscribe. Today, we will discuss safe places to retire in Mexico. This is updated for 2024. Research is key, very important when choosing a safe place anywhere you travel, including Mexico. And for those of you who are considering retirement, let's look at some options in Mexico. Mexico has a warm climate and communities that are expat specific, and the fact that more American companies are moving into Mexico and a cost of living that is quite a bit less than many other countries makes Mexico a safe bet. Insider Monkey did a survey and a study, and they've compiled a scoring method to give some cities in places and destinations in Mexico a rating of safety. So now let's look at them. We'll do from the bottom to the top. We'll start with number 10 and work our way up to number 1 according to the survey by Insider Monkey. Let's start with number 10, which is Salito. See, it all depends on what you're looking for, whether you want beaches, fishing, food, smaller pueblo, walkable towns, mountain areas. There's so many different regions to choose from in Mexico. So back to Salito. While fishing may be the economy of the area, those who live there can enjoy activities such as walking along the beach, surfing, or hiking. With an average temperature of 82 degrees Fahrenheit, the climate draws many retirees to the area. While there is a rainy season from June to October, the weather is rarely cool. This is why outdoor activities are so popular in Salito. Not only was the town considered safe, given that it is said to be a close-knit community, but with a mix of Americans, Canadians, and Europeans and more, there's a diverse culture to enjoy there. Plus, with a cost of living that is hard to beat, it is no wonder why retirees consider Salito as a place to call home. And here are some stats to consider. Population for Salito is about 3,400. Cost of living per month, United States dollars, is about 1,100 per person. Moving on to number 9, Oaxaca de Juarez. For retirees who want to live in a larger city that has more opportunities for activities and access to healthcare specific to expats, Oaxaca de Juarez is a great option. Residents of Oaxaca live among history. The city, which is located on the Pacific coast, boasts places to explore such as Zona de Monte Alban, Templo de Santo Domingo de Guzman, and Museo de las Culturas de Oaxaca. There is a fair that is local to the area, because Oaxaca is known as the culinary attraction of the whole entire country. Those conveniences for expats include grocery stores, also big box stores. There are some movie theaters, many city parks, and also you'd be surprised to find car dealerships of every kind. Temperatures are around the 80s year round. Population is about 259,000. And then, of course, the cost of living for United States dollars is around $1,000 per person per month. Number 8 is Playa del Carmen. Playa del Carmen is a popular resort town on the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Riviera Maya. Not only is the city a place where people enjoy coming for vacation, but it is also quickly becoming a spot for retirees. While Playa del Carmen is within a short driving distance of Cancun, the vibe of the city is a little different. This is because Playa del Carmen is much more laid back, perhaps because it's also started as a fishing village. As such, those who live in Playa del Carmen move a little bit slower than in other cities do in Mexico. While the city moves slower, that does not mean that the area lacks activities. Some activities include snorkeling, walking on the white, sandy beaches, exploring downtown areas filled with shopping and restaurants and bars, and there are some golf courses. Let's consider the stats. Population for Playa del Carmen is roughly 300,000, and then the cost of living in United States dollars is a little over 1,000 per person per month. Okay? All right, let's move on to number 7, which is Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta is another one of the safest places in Mexico to retire. It's also just a quick drive from the small city of Salito. With nearly 300,000 people living in Puerto Vallarta, it could be easy for the retirees to get lost in the crowd. But with Puerto Vallarta being declared one of the friendliest cities in the world, this isn't likely to happen. The city makes sure that there are all amenities that expats have come to rely on, such as good hospital systems, supermarkets, banks, and again, car dealerships. Puerto Vallarta is becoming an expat haven. It's one of the popular ones. So keep that in mind. Population for Puerto Vallarta is about 290,000. Cost of living per month is about 1,200 per person. All right, number 6 on the list, Lake Chapala. Despite Lake Chapala's smaller size, there is plenty for expats to do in this town, which is considered an excellent spot for those looking for safe towns to retire in Mexico. The town is becoming a hot tourist destination on the weekends especially, so any retirees living here may need to account for more crowds on Saturdays and Sundays. In Lake Chapala, there are country clubs and yacht clubs for those who are accustomed to such a culture. Each has its own benefits to offer with memberships, and there are also several different communities for retirees to live in, which range from gated, exclusive communities to downtown living where a car is not necessary because of the walkability. Stats to consider is the population is roughly 24,000. Cost of living per month in United States dollars is about $1,500 per person. Okay, the Malecón of Lake Chapala is very popular, by the way. All right, moving to number 5 on the list, La Paz. With a large population, La Paz is expected to continue to grow. However, the crime rate would be considered, you would think that it would be high, but nothing could be further from the truth. La Paz literally means peace. It's located on the Sea of Cortez in the Pacific Ocean. La Paz has a year-round temperature that generally stays around the 70s, but just know that from May through October, it gets hot. Activities include water activities, boating opportunities, sport fishing, golfing, whale watching, and hiking. Stats to consider for La Paz, population around 250,000. Cost of living per month, you can expect about 1,100 plus, depending on where you decide to live. Attractions include the most beautiful beach in Mexico, which is Balandra. Also, there's Isla Espiritu Santo and Playa Pichilingui, which is my favorite. Let's move on to number 4, Campeche. Located on the Gulf of Mexico, Campeche is one of the safest places for retirees in Mexico. It's also considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The historic fortified town of Campeche was founded in the 16th century and was an integral part of the trade route. Given its importance as a port town, it was attacked by outsiders, and because of this, it is fortified by walls that are built to protect the city. Today, Campeche retains the look and feel of the city that was built centuries ago. There are doctors who speak English, grocery stores, resorts, public transportation, and more in Campeche. You can retire there on a budget. Population is about 900,000, and the cost of living in United States dollars is about $850 per person per month. Let's move on. We're getting to the top 3. Number 3 is Querétaro. Querétaro City is not only a great place for retirees, but it is becoming a very popular destination for digital nomads. This is because Querétaro City has a growing economy with major businesses moving their headquarters to the city. Additionally, there are over 1 million residents in Querétaro City, so keep that in mind. Yet, the crime rate remains low. Retirees can feel comfortable exploring the city without fear, including downtown shopping, museums, and concert halls. Cost of living is about $1,000 per person per month. The second safest city, according to this study, is San Miguel de Allende, with a temperature that generally stays in the 70s year-round, coupled with its cultural scene. San Miguel de Allende has been a popular spot for retirees and expats since World War II. The city has also not changed much in looks since that time, given that it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Therefore, the businesses and homes in the area have retained their look from decades ago. Some stats to consider. There's great doctors, grocery shopping, going to the library, and all of those things that you'd expect. The population is about 175,000, and the cost of living is about $1,300 per person per month. Now, for the number 1 spot, which is considered the safest town for retirees in Mexico, Merida. Because Merida is not on the coast like many of the other safe Mexican cities for retirement, where a sea breeze helps to keep people cooler, this city tends to be very hot. There's plenty of activities for retirees to do, from exploring the colonial centers where the shops, restaurants, and nightlife are located, to museums and spas and parks and zoos. The population is about 995,000, and cost of living is about $1,100 per month. So there you have it, the top 10 safest places to retire in Mexico for 2024. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Leave a comment below and let us know where you are considering retirement, and maybe what destination. And we'll see you on the next one on Miles and Coffee.